this class we can study about inventories. In economics, the stock of unsold finished goods or semi-finished goods or raw materials which a firm carries from one year to next year, we can call it as inventory. Means whatever stock is there, unsold goods or finished goods or semi-finished goods or raw materials, all these items we can call as inventory. Then inventory is a stock variable. It may have value at the beginning of the year. It may have higher value at the end of the year. Okay, if the value of inventories are less, the end of year compared to the beginning of year, inventories have decreased. Okay, means in end of the year, if it is less, then we can call it as decreased or decumulated. Okay, if it is increased, then we can call it as accumulated. Then we know what is flow variable. Now we can study about what is unplanned accumulation of inventories and planned accumulation of inventories. Suppose if a firm have unsold stock of goods which it had not anticipated, means they didn't expect, unexpectedly they have some unsold stock of goods, then there will be a unplanned accumulation of inventories. Okay, they plan for 1000 suppose 1000 unit of shirt, suppose 1000 piece of shirt they planned for sale, but it happened only 800. Then it is unplanned accumulation of inventories. In the opposite case, where there is unexpected rise in the sales, there will be unplanned accumulation of inventories. Means we planned for 1000, but it was 1050. Then 50 piece of shirt increase. That one is unplanned accumulation of inventories. Okay, then what is planned accumulation? Planned accumulation means expecting sale of 1000 shirts during the year, the firm produced 1000 plus 100 shirts. If the sale are actually 1000 shirts and the firm indeed ends up with rise in inventories, the new stock of inventories is 200 shirts. Okay, like that situation we can call it as planned accumulation. Okay, then planned accumulation of inventories are there, unplanned accumulation of inventories are there, then unplanned decumulation of inventories are there. Like that, different types of accumulation and decumulation of inventories are there. Now we can study about GDP. What is GDP? GDP means gross domestic product. This one already you studied in last class. Okay, now we can study deeply about some macroeconomic identities. What is macroeconomic identities? Macroeconomic identities means this GDP, GNP, all these things we are calling as macroeconomic identities. GNP, GDP, gross domestic product, gross national product, personal income, personal disposable income, all these things we are calling as macroeconomic identities. Then first we can study about GDP as a macroeconomic identity. Okay, then here GDP measures the aggregate production, means total production of goods and services in a country during a year. That one is GDP. Okay, then if you are taking an example, a citizen of India working in Saudi Arabia may be earning her wage and it will be included in Saudi Arabian GDP. But in legally speaking, if we can calculate, because he will send some amount of money to our country. Okay, then legally speaking, we will get some amount from foreign, means this person will send money to his native places, or for his family members he will send some money. Okay, then like that, another one more example, the profit earned by the Korean company Hyundai car factory will have to subtract it from the GDP of India. Okay, then these things like this GDP, GNP, all these things we are calling as macroeconomic identities. Macroeconomic variable which takes into account such additions and subtraction is known as GNP. Okay, then we can go through GDP. GDP is the aggregate value of final goods and services produced within the country during a year. Then within the country during a year, that one is GDP. In GDP we will add the total consumption expenditure, total investment expenditure, then total government expenditure, then next net export from, means from import. Okay, after export minus import, what is there, net export, that one we will calculate, that one is the GDP. Okay, then what is GNP? Next one is GNP. GNP is the another macroeconomic identities. What is GNP? Gross national product. Gross national product is the aggregate money value of all final goods and services produced by a country in a year, including net income from abroad. In GDP we are not calculating net income from abroad, but in the case of GNP we are calculating net income from abroad. In other words, GNP measures total money value of all final goods and services produced in a nation in a particular year. Okay, then the concept of GNP is much wider than the concept of GDP. Means in GNP we are calculating consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, government expenditure, plus export minus import, plus R minus P. What is R minus P? Means net income earned by the nationals from abroad. We last one example I given, a foreigner who is working in another country. Normally what he will do, after spending some amount in that country, he will send some money to native place. Okay, that money we will calculate in GNP. Okay, then GDP, another one macroeconomic identity is GNP. Okay, next one, then in NNP, net national product, in NNP we are including consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, government expenditure, export minus import, plus R minus P minus depreciation cost. Okay, in that one we are adding the depreciation cost also. Means after GNP we are deducting the depreciation cost from total goods and services, that one is NNP. Okay, then next one is personal income, the national income of a country distributed among the people of a country in the form of factor income, that one we are calling as personal income. Personal income equal to national income minus undistributed corporate profit minus corporate income taxes minus social security contribution plus transfer of payment. Okay, then social security contributions are payment made towards the provident fund. We know PF insurance, like that, some options are there for employees. Then a transfer of payments are payments made by a person, a firm, government to another person. These are the personal income. Like taxes, for we know people need to pay taxes, subsidies, old age pension, widow pension, scholarship, all these things coming under the personal income. Okay, then another one macroeconomic identity is personal income. Next one is personal disposable income. The whole of the personal income cannot be spent on consumption because taxes have to be paid on income. Okay, we know we need to pay the tax. Okay, salary tax will be there, personal taxes will be there, then we know for goods also we need to pay the taxes. Okay, this one, in this personal disposable income, then in personal disposable income, after personal income, whatever after personal income minus personal taxes, that one is the personal disposable income. Means disposable income can either be spent entirely or a part of the income can be saved. Okay, means we know personal disposable income means consumption expenditure plus savings. Okay, for consumption how much they are spending plus savings, that one is the personal disposable income. Means it is the income which is at the disposal of a person to spend as he wishes. We know, suppose we have salary of 1000 rupees, I need to pay 200 rupees as taxes, then my income is 800 rupees. After the taxes, whatever we are getting, that one is the personal disposable income. Okay, then different type of macroeconomic identities are GDP, GNP, gross national product, gross domestic product, NNP, net national product, personal income, personal disposable income. Okay, these are the macroeconomic identities. Okay, then macroeconomic identities, mainly in macroeconomic identities we can calculate the national income in different ways, like national income expressed in different ways, like gross domestic product, net domestic product, gross national product, net national product, personal income, personal disposable income, like that, nominal income, real income, like that we can express in different ways. Here you can see national disposable income and private income. Okay, national disposable income, net national product at market price plus other current transfers from the rest of the world. Okay, then net national product at market price plus other current transfers from the rest of the world is national disposable income. What is the maximum amount of goods and services in a domestic country has its disposal? Okay, current transfers from the rest of the world include items such as gift, aids, etc. Okay, next one is private income. In that one, factor income, net domestic product accruing to the private sector plus national debt interest plus net factor income from abroad and current transfers from government plus other net transfers from the rest of the world. Means in private income we are calculating factor income from net domestic product. Means in private sector whatever they are getting from net domestic production we will calculate, then plus national debt interest we will calculate, plus net factor income from abroad whatever we are getting as income, that one we will calculate, then current transfers from government transfers also we will calculate, plus other net transfers from the rest of the world. All these things are called as this total we are called as private income. Then private income is there, national disposable income is there. These are other categories of aggregate income. means we are using for accounting the national income.